All right, welcome to our July kickoff call. I'm really excited for this call. I haven't really ran a call by myself for a while. I was going to run this with Abby tonight, and she had some stuff come up. So I'm just running this. We're actually going to do an onboarding call tonight, but we totally revamped it and changed it. And we're just decided to do a July kickoff call. June was incredible. I want to just quickly recap. I love to share this because I'm a numbers person and I just want to know. Like, I want to know where we are, how are we compared to last month? Like, what do we got going on? So we did about 140,000 this June. Okay, so we did about 140,000. In May, we did about 162,000. Okay, so we're about a 22,000 shy. So I just want to share this because this is just real life. Like June was a little slower across the board. Still had tons of momentum, still had tons of growth, still had tons of rank advancements and wins and so many things. But I think we need to acknowledge like that type of thing, right? My PV was lower than it had been in May. There's just things, right? And like talking about at the beginning before I started recording, we talked about how busy June was, and it's like other people are busy too, right? Other people are holding on to funds sometimes. There's just things that come into play when you talk businesses and numbers, and there's going to be ebbs and flows. But I am so incredibly over the moon excited for what we did in June because for a kind of typical slow month, which I've said this before and I'll say it again, I don't care if June's typically slow. I don't care if July's typically slow. I don't really know. I think summertime can be kind of, but I never like chalk up my business to like, oh, June was slow, so I'm just not gonna like take action or I'm not gonna whatever. Like, I'm not okay with that. If a month is kind of slow-ish, I'm gonna figure out how to work around it, right? And work around detours and things that maybe come up or it feels a little bit different or harder. So you should be so proud of what we did last month. I feel like we just have so much momentum coming into July. I always say this, I talk about the momentum all the time because it never goes away in this business. Like the cool thing about this is just like since I've came into this, it's not like I've ever sat here in the last year and been like, okay, like nothing's happening, nothing's going on. That's like not the case here. And so that's really fun because I'm just saying it's not always been that way when I've been when in other companies. Um, so I'm so excited you're here. I'm so excited to be diving into July with you guys and coming into conference and coming into a huge month where we're about to embark on an entire new product. I don't know if we're not ready is not the word. We're ready. We're excited, but I don't know if we can fathom the growth that we can and will experience with this whole new like category that we're about to roll out. So I wanted to kind of share some things that I felt like could be helpful as we all just navigate through this and we sort of kind of think about if we think about the year, we think about, okay, it's July 1st. How cool is it that we're having our team call on July 1st to like really start fresh and it's a Monday? I love it. But think about the fact that we've had this like maybe you started maybe you started after January, okay? Some of us have been here since January and some of us haven't. But my point is like, okay, we're at the second half of the year, okay? We can reflect on what we've done. We don't need to worry about what we did or didn't do. Here we are. We're right here. We can draw a line in the sand and we can recommit and we can learn and we can grow and we can reflect and all these things. But like, how do we want the last half of our business to go? How do we want that to go? And I want to kind of help you to just break down some things that I think are helpful. My top 5 like thoughts and business sort of mindset tips to kind of allow you to kick it off. So, but first, I want to start with something that I want to share, and I'm going to do a post about this tonight. I'm going to do a post on my Facebook, and I want to be vulnerable in sharing something with you because I think it's exciting. Not exciting. I think it's important to talk about this kind of thing because I've always wanted to know, like when I got into direct sales, I never ever thought I'm going to earn 6 figures. I never ever thought that. But as I got into direct sales 10 years ago and I realized the possibility and the capability of what I could do, I then was like, okay, and I saw my friends and other people doing that. I thought, okay, I could actually like do that, right? And that became the goal for me. And I'm not saying that that's the goal for you. That doesn't have to be the goal. I've grown with my goal. I've grown with my income. I've learned, I've failed, I've messed up, I've whatever, okay? But I've never made six figures ever. And in less than a year with this company, I've made six figures and quite a bit more than that. And I only share this because I think it's important to share like where you come from and where you can go. Because again, that was never my story. And I can remember thinking, why can I not get past this income block that I've had? Why can I not get past it? Because I've done this and I've done that and I've been consistent and I've whatever and I failed forward and I've, all these things. And I just always thought it was me. And maybe it was. Maybe part of it was me. Maybe part of it was maybe part of it was timing, right? I think everything has just its time and its place. But I also know that when I came into this, there was something really special about this. Did I come into this and think, I'm going to do this? I'm going to make six figures. I'm going to finally, no, that's not what I thought. I came into this and I just saw something special and I wanted to embark on it. That's all. I didn't know anything about anything really. I used CBD. It wasn't even from Green Compass. I just knew I wanted to experience this and I thought it was really cool. A lot of leaders won't talk about this kind of stuff. And I never share it to brag because I started with nothing. I started with nothing. I started with no followers. I started with like absolutely no experience. And one of the points that I'm making out of the 5 has to do with that. But I share it because I'm open and I want you to know what's possible because we all have the opportunity. We all have the opportunity to do whatever it is that you want to do with this. But you're the one who determines your paycheck and your growth, okay? But I also think and know that it's this vehicle and it's this product because again, I've been other places and I've done other things and I'm seeing it in this team. Every single day I'm seeing people come into this who know nothing, who don't have a lot of experience, who don't have a social media following. And I only say all these things about these people is because I don't want people, I hate when, not hate, but I don't love when people come into this and they're like, but she has this and she has that and she has this and it's easy for her. Da, da, da. It's not easy. It's just consistent excitement. And we're going to talk about this. So with that being said, I hope that just inspires you. The reason that I'm sharing this today on this call is because as I was thinking today about my business and what I could share on here, it dawned on me, like, because I didn't even know. I was like, have I made six figures with this business? And I asked Allie, can I share that? Like, I know I can share that, but like, will I get in trouble for sharing that? Because like, it's technically an income disclosure, and she's like, yeah, you can share it. Like you can throw the income disclosure in there. But my point in sharing that is just like, I'm just mind blown because I had no idea that would be what it would be before I even hit a year. And I share that because I see it in all of you. I see the potential. I see like there's not one reason that you can't do whatever you want to do with this. And that might not be your goal, but whatever it is, you can do it. And now's the time. And we have such incredible things coming up for the next 6 months. So let's go through the 5 steps that I think will help position you for more success to end 2024 with a successful, thriving business. Okay. So number 1 is I want you to talk about the business / product every single day. This is so simple. It really is. And I know sometimes we feel like a broken record. And I know sometimes we feel like, well, we've already shared that. Well, so what? Share it again because the last people that you thought saw it didn't see it. So think about this as you share. I'm just thinking Emily Ritzer shared a tip in our thread today and it talked about like whatever she's like, can I share a 30-day blah, blah, blah with your team about 30 days of sharing? And I'm like, sure, please. Because all of these ideas are helpful because sometimes we get in this like creative block and you're like, okay, what do I share today? I know, because this is like a real thing. And then sometimes we just don't share because we're like, I don't know what to share and I'm not really feeling it and I'm just not feeling creative and it's not anything good. It's not good enough to share. So I'm not going to share. We've got to get out of that mindset and we've got to just keep it really simple and think about like, okay, so here's an idea. Where are you working your business from today? Maybe it's from your pool. Maybe it's from your kids are on a playground and you're sitting there. Maybe it's in your car, or maybe it's whatever. Where are you working your business? How are you making this work? Okay, these are just little things I thought of that we can share with people that incorporate this. It's not like you're blasting CBD every single post and you're blasting whatever. You're just sharing, there's so many ways to weave this in. Okay, what was life like before CBD? What was it like? Maybe what was it like for a family member before they started? Maybe that's what you're sharing. What did your paycheck help provide for you this month? So we're about to get a paycheck. What does that look like for you? And why is that important? And why would someone else need that? You got to speak to the people that need what you have, but they don't know they need it until you share it and you paint the picture for them. And who would benefit from this business or the products? Who would benefit from them? Maybe that's talking about your story, how you started it. Maybe it's talking about the business, why you started the business, and now maybe your vision for the business has changed. I hope that even this call will knock you up just a notch so that you can maybe open your mind and open your eyes to a different perspective. Okay, because perspective is everything. We can look at our business, we can look at ourselves, we can look at our social media, we could be like, this is crap. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at sales, right? I hear it all the time. I'm not good at sales. Well, do you want to get good at sales? I wasn't good at sales. I knew nothing about sales. I've never sold a thing, but I think like people joke with me and they're like, you could sell ice to an Eskimo. And I'm like, probably. If I loved the ice so much and I was passionate about the ice, then I could sell the ice to the Eskimo maybe, right? But anyway, so like you got to think about that sort of thing as you're showing up and sharing, okay? Maybe what's your daily product lineup look like? Maybe you're going to showcase one product a day. Because I think oftentimes we think so big, we're like, I need to share this and that and this and that. And then our social media just turns into nothing but green compass. And I don't recommend that either. Because people want to see you and they want to see other things. Okay. We want to incorporate this and share it, but in a way that's not just like sometimes I'm like in the face about it, right? Sometimes I'm like loud and in the face and I'm like, I got something to talk about today and I'm going to share it and I'm going to show up and I'm going to be really bold and I'm going to spit some fire. But a lot of times I'm just going to weave it in. So I want you to think about this. I want you to think about if you want to attract big energy, okay? If you want to attract some big energy into your business, this business is ran on energy and excitement from people. And we bring people in, right? What kind of energy you're putting out? So you better lead with big energy if you want to receive some energy. And when I say big energy, I mean like excited advocates, excited people, excited prospects, excited momentum that's going to come into your business. Then you better lead with that every single day. And I want to also normalize like some days aren't going to be like huge energy days, like, okay, I'm on fire every day. No, I'm on fire today because I feel like it's a fresh month. It's exciting. I don't know. I have this perspective. We have conference coming up. We have this new product. Like I want to show up, right? I know what's possible for our team because I think we have the best team like in the company. But not every day is like that. Not every day is like big energy, right? So what if we just had some small energy days, but we still showed up? But a couple days out of the week, maybe we had bigger energy, right? It's not a one size fits all. This isn't like you need to do this, this, and this. It's just like, how can we show up every single day, small and sometimes big? Because if you're feeling it sometimes, it's easier. If you're not, sometimes I'm just like, all right, I'm going to keep it really simple. And I'm just going to put my bedtime routine here. And I'll leave it here. I'm going to share it and I'm going to talk about the $10 off or whatever. Talk about what it's done. Talk about the other day, I talked about the sleep jellies and I actually had never showcased the fact that they have organic lemon balm, ashwagandha, and something else, passion flower. I had never talked about that, and I thought that was really cool because it's another way to relax. Okay. And I want you to write this down. Success is just excitement on fire. Like nobody's coming to do it for us, okay? So let's lead with big energy. And I also want you to think about like what's really attractive. Think about what's really attractive to you. If I think about a leader or someone I want to join, like how does that person show up? You can think of people, right, that you're attracted to, like in business, and you're attracted to their social media or you're attracted to their energy. How do they show up? How confident are they? Like, how's their energy? Be that. Like, I'm not saying duplicate, I'm not saying like be like someone else. I'm just saying like share that. Like, there's no reason why you can't share that big energy too. All right, number two, that was a long one. Sorry. Number two, allow yourself to show up messy. Okay. Feel like I've done my whole business just messy, like messy, not knowing, imperfect, a mess like I am today. My hair's disgusting. I'm in like my pool, like late clothes, and I just still show up and I still get on my stories. Like this morning, I looked like not the best and I wasn't really that presentable, but I was like, you know what? So what? I just have something I want to share. Um, if you're waiting for like more knowledge or to have a bigger testimony or whatever, you're holding back. Like you're literally just holding back on the most important thing, which is action. So it's easy to say like, okay, I just don't know. Like, how would I lead a team? How can I talk about the business when I haven't really made a big income? How can I, whatever, right? We limit ourselves on all these things, but this isn't about you. Okay. This isn't about you. This is about the people that you're serving. So it's like, I've had several people in this business say to me, the products just don't work like they did when I first started. Which I don't think that's true, but I think that sometimes our body adapts and we need to tweak some things, right? But stop making it about you, right? Be brave, be bold, and share it for the people because this is serving people, right? We're on our own journey and that's great. But if you know the products are bomb, you know that they're helping people and they're going to serve so many people, then just you keep sharing that because that's what we're here for, to serve people. Okay, number three, I want you to recognize your growth. Okay. It's okay to feel discouraged sometimes, but I think growth is like such an interesting word. And I don't mean growth in your business. I mean growth like as an individual. When I think about when I first started direct sales, I didn't know anything. Like I just literally had so much excitement. But how cool is that that's the best part, that we're allowed to grow, right? And I had this conversation with Sarah the other day, and I was just like, you're going to encounter these ideas that are going to like kind of throw you off. You're going to be like, is this for me? Or like whatever it is, right? You're going to be like, I don't know if this is for me and I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But like, if this was super easy and we never had a hiccup and we never had a bump in the road, then it wouldn't grow us into the advocate that we want to be, right? That's able to lead. Okay. So I mean, like I thought about this too. I'm like, when I came into this, I had no idea our team was going to explode. I had no idea. Do you think I was ready for that? I mean, I wanted it, but like, do you think I was like, oh, okay, I know exactly what to do with all these people? And like, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is everything I've ever wanted. But whoa, right? And so here I am still like, it doesn't matter what point you are in your journey, you're going to keep encountering things that are going to be like, whoa, I don't know. And I don't know. And I don't know. And I don't know. But it's like, you do know, right? You really do know. It's just like keep showing up and keep leading and keep trying and keep pouring into people and just doing it messy and not knowing, because that's the only way that any of us are going to learn and any of us are going to be able to relate, right? It wouldn't be relatable if we weren't growing. And why is it such a bad thing? Like, why is it such a bad thing that like you're going to grow and you don't know? Why is that so bad? Like, why is it when we come into this, we're like, oh, I don't know. And then, you start making up these stories and it's like, that's not even true. And why is it such a bad thing that we are here to grow? And I think it's a beautiful thing. And I always share this with people. I'm like, at the end of the day, if you made no money, what kind of growth would you experience as a person just by having a community, talking to people? Like, so think of so many skills that you're developing as you are courageous and put yourself out there and talk to people every single day. And all the leaders that are with us, that have been doing this for a while, like they'll tell you the same thing. Like they're still learning and they're still figuring it out. All right, number 4, stop playing small. This is something I've said to myself like for years. Like I think I and I'm sure other people and most people will just play small. Like we'll just start to be like, okay, I probably can't sign another advocate this month, or okay, I probably can't, whatever, right? We just make up these things. And like here's the bottom line. You have so much value. I don't care how much value she has or how much value you don't think you have. You have enough, and you have plenty, and you have just the right amount, and you have so much value to share. But if you don't believe it, that's going to transfer into what you're not sharing, or you're not going to share what you do know because you're going to be concerned about the value that you don't have. But I can promise you, you do, when your story is powerful. And I remember thinking for the longest time, like, I don't really have a story. Like, I don't really know. Like, my story's not that exciting. Like, nobody cares. Like, why would anyone care about this story? Because it's not really like that, whatever. And that was a story I told myself, right? But like, that's not the point. Like, the purpose is for us to like be able to just be a human and share things that like other people are going through, because someone's always sitting where you've been, right? And you have something that can help them and you have the value to share for them. Um, we've all done it, right? But what story like do you need to rewrite? And I would love to know, like, if you want to put it in the chat, like, do you feel like you've been playing small a little bit, like with your mindset? Because it's a lot about mindset, and it's a lot about like what you can't do or what you're not capable of or whatever. Like, we've all done it, but like, what statement or story do you need to rewrite? I want you to think about that. And I'd love to know if you want to share. All right, and number 5, and I know these are just, like, the simplest things. This is nothing profound. Like, this is just stuff that I think is so powerful for you to literally flip the switch and be like, "All right, like, here I go. Here's to the rest of the year. Here's to July being my best month I've ever had." But that decision's yours. Number 5, I want you to lead with your heart instead of your head. Your head's gonna tell you a bunch of stuff. It's gonna tell you things that, you're just gonna believe, and your heart won't. Like if you have, and this is something that I think ever since I got into network marketing, I've had this like burn inside of me, like this fire inside of me. Okay, that's not my head, that's my heart. Um, and you can't really take that away, right? And it's dimmed before. It's been very dimmed down. There's been a lot of times where I've had to recreate it, right? And that's normal too. Um, but like when we revisit what we want for our family and we revisit what we want for our life, you should feel that. That should be a feeling, right? It's a feeling what we want for our life. It's a feeling what we want for ourselves. And I can't take that feeling away. Can you? And so I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to take that away because that would completely limit everything. But this will do it right here. This mother trucker right here that I deal with every day, that I battle with every day and have been battling with the last week of my life, not about my business, but just about my anxiety and my story, and just what like I've been going through. And this last week was really hard for me. And so I'm not gonna cry. I'm like, why am I getting emotional? But um it'll tell you a lot of stuff that's just not true, and it will try to take you back to um maybe who you were that has struggled or whatever. And a lot of this stuff is deeply ingrained. And anyways, don't get me started. Um but I know that, the goal is to lead people to this. My goal is to, and I know yours is too, or you wouldn't be on here, but our goal is to lead people to this beautiful product and to lead people to this education behind what this can do. And then now having this whole other layer, and I struggle to really, to be honest, I struggle to paint this picture for people because it's so mind blowing to me, this whole entire thing in this whole past 11 months. It'll be a year that I joined Green Compass, July, I don't know, 19th, I think it was. Um, and just had I could have never fathomed what would happen here and what we would experience and what I would be able to do to gift this business to people. And so when I'm trying to transfer this to people, it's really hard to to paint the vision, because I always say, like I said the other day, I was like, it's different here, but like, I don't think you can understand it until you get here. And if that's how you feel about this, then you'll have no trouble building this business. If you show up every day feeling that in your heart, because it's your heart, not your head, right? And that's where you're going to gain a genuine, authentic audience, because I should say they're going to feel your genuine, authentic self. Because I've seen a lot of stuff in the past, and I'm sure you can relate. And this is where we get into like the salesy thing. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be this. Well, guess what? That doesn't really matter if you're leading with your heart, because you know your heart, right? Better than anybody else. And we can think though of what others might perceive us as, and that's okay, right? Doesn't matter. We know in our heart what we're here to do and what we're here to share. So I hope that you're genuinely excited, and that you stop capping your excitement for what you're able to do with this. So at the end of all of that, I think here we have every opportunity to like change our life with this business, whatever that means to you. Um, and we have so many women on our team that are absolute proof of that. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that that kind of just like gets your wheels turning and your excitement. And just kind of like helps you to reflect and reevaluate and work. I'm constantly, and when I say reevaluate, I don't mean like beat yourself up and be like, because something that I've struggled in my life, and one of my toxic traits, and I'm still trying to break through this, is just to like produce and to show up and to be really hard on myself if I don't live up to an expectation that I have in my head. And I don't know why. I kind of know why I have some of this, like from years ago and some things that I grew up with. I think I know why I have this. But it's been really hard for me to redirect and have so much compassion and love for myself and what I'm doing and what we have here. And I have to constantly like retrain that part of my brain that maybe is hard on myself. Right. And so that's why I'm trying to. I love some tough love. Like I love some tough love, like get out of your head and into your heart and show up. And, you're the only, like, you're one decision away and all these things, right? The only thing holding you back is you and all of this. But then there's that piece of like, we're also humans and we have real life things that happen. And it's okay if we're giving small amounts of energy each day. And then there's days where we can give more, right? So I want you to also keep that in mind and not beat yourself up so much. But we also know when we can call our own BS too. And if it's really your BS or if it's like real life stuff. So really quickly, I want to share the highlights of the month. So just 3 things here. The new team leader bonus. Okay, this was confusing to me. I'm just saying, like I was a little confused. I'm just going to read it off of the graphic, which I know you all got, but I want to make sure you understand. So if you rank advance in the clean start period. So if you're a new advocate or you have a new advocate and they rank advance in the first 60 days of being a new advocate, that's their clean start. They get $100 bonus normally. And on top of that, they get another $100 bonus. Okay. So it's cool. They get $200. So how cool is that? Now, if they re-rank to team leader for the first time this year, so let's say they hit team leader in 2023 and they re-rank this year. I'm sorry. They re-rank now. They get a $100 bonus. But if they've already re-ranked this year, like let's say they hit, this isn't going to apply to most of us, right? Because some of us have been here prior to that, but this isn't going to apply a ton, but it could apply some. And it's just confusing to me. But if they've already re-ranked this year, like they got back to team leader, but then they lost it again, then they're not going to count. Probably not going to really matter. Like it's probably not going to affect most people. But I was confused by that. Does that make sense? So if they have not been paid as a team leader January to June 2024, they are eligible to earn it. All right. Earn 1,500 by the 15th. Not earn, but 1,500 in PQV by the 15th. You'll get the Yeti green compass bougie cup, which I think is really cool because it's like, it's not even a knockoff. Okay. It's a Yeti. So I think that's really cool. Anyway, so I have no doubt that every single person on this call can earn that. Um, and if you need help with that, or you need help brainstorming, or you like, I love to strategize and I love to like kind of just think about, okay, it's a fresh month. What can we do? What can we put into place? Like, how can we get in front of more people? How can I get my upline into a three-way? What event could I do? What like samples could I give? Like right now's the time to be brainstorming like what you're going to put in place for this month, because that's everything. Like if we're just gonna like, and I run by the seat of my pants a lot, so I'm just that kind of person, but that's not always the best approach. So today, it's Monday, it's July 1st, we could really put some things in play and kind of just like set yourself up for success. And then everything else in between is just gonna kind of be icing on the cake. And then what was the other thing? Did I say three things? I guess there's only two. Okay, so that was like the main things. Right. Okay. Um, so we haven't got our calendar out for for the month yet, so we'll be getting that to you soon. I can't think of anything else that I needed to cover. Um, yes, and I struggle with that too, and I struggle to get out of my head too. Yes, I feel you there. I think it's just an ongoing thing, and it's something where you can like, a lot of times I'll ask myself, and I forget to do this sometimes, but I'll ask myself like, is this true? Is that really true? Like, okay, so you say this, but like, is that the honest to God truth? Probably not, you know? And so then I can redirect maybe that and redirect my mindset to sort of, I don't know, kind of just like change my perspective, because that's everything. And another thing that I think is really good, like sometimes it's harder to get out of your own way. It's a real thing. It really is. And I don't know when that happens. I think it's so important to recognize it. Like, okay, I'm in my head. I'm sabotaging myself in my business because I'm in my head about whatever. And that's okay. That's normal. That happens. But how can I shift it? So recognizing when you're doing it is huge. Like I recognize it and it doesn't, and so now it's up to me to shift it. Now, will that take an hour? Will it take a day? Will it take 2 days? I hope not, but typically it doesn't. But something that I think can help is something that always helps me is like playing some sort of a podcast, like listening to some sort of a business, like Kristen Boss, or I don't know. I just say her for an example because I think she's kind of a no BS. Like a lot of them are, and I think that's sometimes what I need. But it's like, what do you need when you're in that? I don't know. Based on your we're all different, and it's like, what do you thrive on, and what helps you get out of that like space? And that's what we want to do, is we want to kind of remove ourselves from that space. Um, does anyone else have anything that they want to say or share or question? Well, I hope this was helpful. I hope this allows you to just kind of like, I don't know, just be free with your business this month, free with sharing, free with you have a voice, free with get really loud, Like what if you get really loud about your business? What if you got really loud about your excitement for this? And I think that that's when we allow our perspective is sometimes to allow ourselves to be dimmed down, because what if we're too loud? Right? Or what if we're too this or too that or whatever? And what if you're not? What if you just do you and you're just free and you can just share and you can just show up authentically you? How about that? What if you did that for a full entire month? And it might be hard and it might feel weird and you might be like, you know, breaking through some of those mindset things, but how cool would that be to just like see what happened? Right? So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Please reach out with anything that you need help with. I hope this was helpful, and we have some work to do. So here we go. Good night, you guys. You're welcome. Thank you guys for getting on.